Hello to my Taurus rising friends. Welcome. I'm Lisa from Trails Edge Astrology, and this is your astrology and tarot horoscope for this beautiful new moon in Cancer. So the new moon in Cancer is exact on Friday, but we will feel this energy through the month. And the Cancer new moon is always about big feelings. It's about sensitivity, imagination, dreaminess, finding a sense of security. Sometimes Cancer new moons can help us see where we have trouble letting go of things. And for you, Taurus, this new moon is in your third house. And the third house is the house of ideas and communication. It can be also about how we relate to other people, particularly our siblings or our neighbors or our peers or those kinds of like more local familial groups. And I like to think of it as where we find our everyday rituals. So where we bring spirit down to earth, and those everyday habits that we communicate through or with that just bring in that meaning to life. So those it's a mental health house. So this new moon is in that mental space, but it's related to those kinds of everyday experiences, including thoughts and ideas, how you communicate, local travel. It also can be about like short distance travel, siblings, neighbors, peers, that kind of thing. So this new moon is being shaped by the Mercury-Pluto opposition, which happened a few days before. And I did 1 minute astrology on this on Wednesday, what the Mercury-Uranus opposition looks like. So if you want more on that, you can go back. But essentially, it's the idea of like where are we outsourcing our ideas? Where are we digging deep enough? That kind of thing. How are our thoughts maybe either helping us move forward or hindering us from what stories are we telling ourselves, all those kinds of things. And for you, Taurus risings, it's happening in your 4th and 10th houses, so the most public and most private parts of your life. So that duality between, what you don't show anybody and what you show everybody. And Pluto right now is in your 10th house, your house of career. So I wonder if there's not just some overall transformation going on in your house of career. Pluto will be there for a long time, so this could be a long process. With the new moon, we will also have a Mars sextile to Saturn, and when Mars has a harmonious conversation with Saturn like this, Mars likes to go fast and get things done, and Saturn is slow and stability. But when they sextile each other, they help each other out. So I'm wondering if that could add some discipline or routine to whatever is going on and whatever we're trying to build with this new moon. So that's nice and helpful because in the middle of the month, probably will start to feel it even next week, the week of the 8th. We are preparing for the Mars-Uranus conjunction in Taurus, which will happen on the 15th, but we will feel it definitely coming in. And Mars likes to go fast and Uranus likes to go faster. So when they come together, it can be a lot of energy. Mars in Taurus is the bull in the china shop, and Uranus is the cattle prod. So I think the name of the game, particularly around the middle of the month, is to expect the unexpected. And the Taurus house in her chart has really been activated the last throughout much of the year. For you, Taurus rising, that's your first house. So it is your sense of self, it's your body, it's your identity, how you see yourself, the tools you use, how others see you. It can also be about health and vitality. So you've had a lot in this space already, and this might be like a jolt forward. I think the name of the game is Expect the Unexpected in that first house in your chart. Realizing that unexpected is not necessarily good or bad, it's just unexpected. So July and this moon cycle could have some, could do something. I suspect in April you might have had an inkling of some kind of change or desire to make a change or expansion, or something you want to build and bring in, something you want to break down the old system and think about a new way to handle. And I wonder if this month you might not get some kind of prod to get you going in that direction, or to like figure out how to get it moving with that Mars-Uranus conjunction. It might feel a little destabilizing, and so so self-care is certainly the name of the game this month. Introspection. I really encourage you to think about the stories you tell yourself about what is happening. Taurus risings you don't necessarily love quick changes, um, but um, but we can create these whole narratives around that whole, like, when something changes or something happens or somebody does something that we're not expecting, we can create whole narratives around it. And so I really encourage you this month in particular to just tune in and, like, is this actually what's going on, or is this the way I'm spinning it? Is it my internal narrative taking me to a place that is not actually what is happening? All right, so should be an interesting month, and definitely worth some thought and some journaling if you do that kind of thing, or just pontification around what you might want to invite in for this energy that could be a little bit surprising and could hit home. So with that, let's pull some cards. We're going to do a new moon spread that I don't think I've done on this channel before, but we're doing it now. So it's one I do personally almost every new moon. So I hope you like it. So the first card we pulled is Where Are You Now? And we got the Empress. And so this is really lovely Venusian energy. As a Taurus rising, you are ruled by Venus, and the Empress card is the Venus card. I don't know if you can see, but there we go. That's the symbol for Venus right there. So so where are you now? So I would hope, or I would say, that you are feeling maybe somewhat emboldened. Maybe you are feeling somewhat like you are in your power, but in your divine feminine power. And again, not to gender anything, but more in that yin power, in that like I'm in control of the situation. I'm feeling into my feelings. I'm listening to my intuition. I'm acting on those from that perspective. I'm not going in and like plowing everything down, but I'm really living in that space where I'm hearing myself and I'm responding. And I'm being sensitive to my needs. So I hope that's what this is saying, is where you are in all of this. And I'm going to check one thing really quickly. So let me pause. All right. I wanted to look up the shadow side of the Empress, and what came through. I look in reference to Rachel Pollack's book, 78 Degrees of Wisdom. And one of the things she says about the Empress is, let's see, I need glasses. In the wrong context, when analysis is needed, the Empress can mean a stubborn emotional approach, a refusal to consider the facts. She can indicate another problem as well: selfish, indulgent pleasure, when when restraint is needed. Usually, however, she indicates satisfaction and even understanding gained through emotions. So generally, this is a positive card. Generally, this is a positive card. If you are feeling stuck, or you're feeling not so, there could be something about leaning too heavily into emotions and not considering facts enough. But generally, I hope that right now you're in a good spot. I hope that April brought in some new fantastic adventures for you, and that you're moving forward with that. So the second card is what is blocking your growth, and we got the Knight of Pentacles as blocking your growth. So Knights are about action, and Pentacles, this is the slowest of the Knights. So I'm going to say that what's blocking your growth is you're not moving fast enough. You could go faster. You could break down some boundaries a little quicker. You could make the moves a little bit faster. Maybe what you do is maybe um, you've wanted something a certain way, and maybe you let that go. Maybe there's a block here. You are moving slowly and methodically in a very Taurosian way, and that is all good. And it might be blocking your growth. There might be some need or some opportunity to move faster, to put down, like, this is the way we always do it, and say, well, we're going to skip a step this time because the reward is so great. So think about that. Is there something, is this Empress being stubborn? Is she, sitting in the, like, no, this is the way we do it? And is there something, are you missing an opportunity because you're not willing to move fast enough? All right, our third card is what intentions will help you move forward? And we've got the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands is, pages are either information or new learning opportunities or students or kind of a youthful attitude. And wands are about passion and creativity. So I think that the intention here for you, Taurus rising, is to step into some real passion and creativity, to really invite that in. If something or someone or some information shows up that says, I can do these great things, like, step into that intention or set that intention. I am going to learn to do this thing that I've always wanted to do, or I'm going to look for guidance to step into my creativity in a way that I haven't let myself do before. So there's something about new opportunities and new learning. And maybe if you move slowly, if you do everything methodically in the way you always do them, maybe you miss this opportunity. Potentially. Remember that opportunities keep coming around. Like if it is your dharma, it's gonna. And I should back up and not use the word dharma, because I don't know that I fully understand the inherent nature of those words. I think we throw around those words, dharma, karma, that kind of thing, in some ways, and not fully understanding them. So backing that up, you're not going to miss an opportunity that is meant for you. And this lunar cycle, I think, is inviting you to break down some boundaries and to step into something new, something that might be a little uncomfortable or out there or moving kind of faster than you want to move, but is super important and will get you where you are wanting to go. Your fourth card is what knowledge do you require? And this is so interesting. Remember that tarot cards don't have anything to do with Judeo-Christian beliefs, and so I don't want you to impose any of that symbolism that may have come through your life onto this particular card that we drew for what knowledge do you require. So you got the Devil as the knowledge you require. And the Devil is a really interesting card in tarot because, as I said, not the Judeo-Christian, all of that stuff. But the Devil in tarot, to me, says that you require knowledge and enlightenment about being a little bit selfish, about being a little bit obsessive, about maybe taking what is yours or what you feel is yours and being a little bold in that. So the knowledge you require is that you have the right to take what you need and what you want, and that's okay. You don't have to make sure it's all fair, it's all distributed, or it's all done the way it's always been done. You can be a little bit obsessive about what you want and what's yours, and move into that space. So that's the knowledge you require. And then finally, what positive energy might come? And you got the Ace of Wands. So you got a Page of Wands for what intentions do you want to set, and you got the Ace of Wands for the positive energy. And so wands are the most pure form of a sign, or of a suit in tarot, and wands are about that passion and creativity. about that initiation, about that bringing in something brand new. And this makes perfect sense for a Mars-Uranus conjunction in your first house, for the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction being in your first house. Like there's something about transforming you and stepping into a new power that you can have. And I think this lunar cycle and this Mars-Uranus conjunction is inviting you to kind of like take the bull by the horns, take the reins and really step into whatever creativity and passion you're looking at. And when I say creativity and passion, this doesn't, I'm not talking about, become an artist. You could, but really just it's taking the initiative. Wands are about that like intuitive flow, that like lightning bolt. This is what I want to do. Like whatever your heart is calling to, whatever that is, there, the positive energy that can come out of this month, if you are willing to, work with this Devil card and take up space and take what's yours, really like move a little faster than you might want to, all of those kinds of things. I think that the energy coming in is potentially this opening, this new beginning, this new you, perhaps. All right, and lastly, I pulled a card from the Season of the Witch, the Litha deck. So this Litha is the summer solstice, and I think these decks are beautiful. So the summer solstice was June 21st, but we typically the lunar solstice, which it doesn't really work like that, but the new moon is kind of when this energy comes into fruition for some of us. So I like to use this deck. For you, Taurus rising, I got the hydration card. You got the hydration card. And so it says, there is more in the story than meets the eye. Be mindful of what hides beneath the surface. And in the book, it goes on to say, you may be attempting to manifest a larger goal or heal an old wound, but are focusing on the symptoms when there is a much bigger problem driving the external manifestation of what you're experiencing. Poor beliefs about self-worth may prevent you from attracting more love and wealth. A deep-rooted fear of new experiences may hinder your plans to travel more or to chase after a dream. Or you could find that the troubles in relationships are the result of a long-forgotten childhood wound. Put on your X-ray glasses and look beyond the surface of your problem or question, because there is more to the story than meets the eye. You have only just begun to peek beneath the layers. So I feel like that's, this Knight of Pentacles in our what's blocking us, like just see what's out there. Take a journey. All right. Thank you, Taurus rising. If you're still here, would you please like and subscribe? Share this with other people. I really appreciate it if you help me grow this channel, help me spread my message. And yeah, let me know how this sits for you. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.